Hey YouTube, it's Tech Bro Joe, and this is my video about what I view as the biggest problem or issue with the Steam Deck to the average consumer or average person who wants a portable gaming device. So here's mine. I've had it for 3 or 4 months. I think I bought it late July from a scalper because I didn't know they'd catch up to demand so fast. And I really, really, really liked the device. I had the opportunity to use a first gen one from one of my siblings and played like all of Lego Star Wars on it and was just impressed that it could run that game. So overall, I really do like the device, but the big problem you need to know if you're thinking about buying it is the battery life. The battery does not last very long. And so if you're thinking of buying this for like travel, like maybe you're going on a road trip or a long flight, it probably won't do very well because if you play games like Spider-Man or like God of War or Doom, some of these more graphically intense games, and I have B-roll that is playing showing two games, Spider-Man and Spiritfarer, and those kind of can show you how much battery life you're going to get. So Spiritfarer is like 2D. It's pretty like it's pretty, but it's not like graphically intense. There's not like a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's 2D. So that in my test says the Steam Deck should last about 4-ish hours. And you can, I don't know if you can read it in the B-roll. I'm gonna have to see while I edit it, but it basically stays around 4-ish hours from a full charge. And then when I jumped on to Spider-Man, it dropped down to like an hour and it was at about 75-80%. So if you're playing a game like Spider-Man, you're probably going to get about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours out of it. If you're playing a more simple game that's less power draw, less intense for the deck, you're looking at 4-ish, 5-ish hours. Steam says you can get up to 8, and I have no idea how you do that unless it's just like on and doing nothing, or maybe if it's asleep, because someone needs to show me, like, there's no way you can get 8 hours out of it. I would honestly say you're going to get 2 to 3 depending on the game you're playing, and that's a big issue if you want to game, portable, or if you have a long flight or a long car ride. It will suck if you're just playing in the house and maybe you play for an hour, you play for 30 minutes, then you get bored and you just go plug it in the charger. Sure, it's great. This video is not for you. It's not helpful because your use case is different. However, if you're buying it to play games traveling, the only solution is to buy USB power banks. And the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about this, because I didn't like that, it was so low of a battery, but hey, it is what it is. There's not the best alternatives. Was, oh, I can use some of my power banks I have for like my cell phones, for my Nintendo Switch, and just power banks I have in general for random electronics or charging. And more than likely, and you'd have to go check, the ones you own don't work. I'm assuming because all of mine are 15 watt, and so I had to buy this one, which is a 65 watt, because you need at least 45 watts for the Steam Deck. If you plug a USB battery pack that's lower than 45 watts, this will pop up and say, "Hey, you're slow charging. It's not good enough." I don't know the exact error message, but it basically just says it's not really charging, and it doesn't really charge. I tried. To be honest, I don't think it does anything because it didn't at any game time when I plugged in, like I have a huge massive Anker one for my Switch, did nothing. It didn't help at all. And so this was $60 for me on Prime Day. I think it might be 80, and it's 30,000 mAh. And I think it might be 80 like retail now is what I was trying to say. And so 30,000 mAh will get you about 2 full charges. And in my testing, I had this at 100%. I had the Steam Deck at 70. I turned the Steam Deck off and then I charged it with this. And this went down to 85% and the Steam Deck got to 100%. So that was tested. So this is about 2 charges. And so what that means, and just to show you for scale, it's pretty thick. Um, it's not very light either. This feels heavier to me than the Steam Deck. Um, what that means is with this, if I travel with it, at least I can get, about 3 to 5 hours playing Spider-Man. Let's just say 4. I'll get about 4 hours, which that's pretty solid. That's a decent drive. That's a relatively long flight domestically in the US. Internationally, it's not sufficient. And that's the only solution. And I just wanted to make this video because if you're thinking about the Steam Deck and you need it to play for travel, for long, long commutes, just keep in mind the real battery life, depending on the game you play, is probably about 1.5 to like 4.5 hours. The 8 hours is a dream. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. I appreciate you watching. If you're at this point of the video, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe if this was helpful. I'm not opposed to like a full Steam Deck review, but I know a lot of people have already reviewed it. There's channels dedicated to it. I just wanted to bring it up because a lot of people I know do not own a Steam Deck and don't realize the battery life out of the box is relatively poor. So thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. See you in the next one.